Okay, so we're now going to continue with building our game here. Um, if we press play again, so we've been able to create the watering can. We make the pot can become happy or sad. Um, I think the first next thing we're going to be doing in this is we're going to be adding an instance variable to the watering can. So, and we're not going to make it a global variable because we just want it for the watering can. And best practice is not to use global variables unless they do not change. So pos x, pos y. And we go system, layout, add action, and we set variable, set value, pos x, watering can dot position is it? Where is it? And then we just add the second one here, just copy and paste it, change this to y, and change this to y as well. Excellent. Now, when we drop this watering can on drop, change its position. Watering can position 2, watering can pos x, that, and then watering can pos y as well. Have a look at that. So it's automatically going. Terrific. Now, when that water drops, we're going to make it destroy itself when it hits that plant. So water on collision with another object and pot plant, we're going to destroy. We're going to destroy the water. All right, let's see what happens here. Excellent. Perfect. Let me just open up my notepad here. So we're making the pot plant grow. And all right. So yes, we're looking at the notepad here. We've got the watering the plants sorted. We now need to create the plants and let them grow. So we're going to add another instance variable to our pot plant here. I'm just wondering, should we put it into the pot plant, or maybe I think we'll get the plant to control the actual image. Yeah. So instance variable, and we'll call this water count. The other thing that I think we should do is while it is watering, I think we could make it look a lot nicer than this. So let's make these smaller, and we're going to change this to every 0.1 second here. Like that. See what it looks like now. What do you think? I think that looks better. It's not perfect, but it does look more engaging and fun. Now, when the water is on collision with a pot plant, we're going to add action and pot plant set value. Oh, sorry, just add one to water count. I'm just going to add 1 to the water count. Very straightforward. Excellent. We're now going to create our first plant. So double tap here, sprite. And this is going to look really terrible, but I'm going to try my best. So the first one here is like a little seedling. So like this, maybe. And then we're going to right click, add a new frame. It shouldn't trigger automatically. I don't think it will. like maybe like that. And the third one here is like and it's got like a little leaf growing on both sides. We're not going to crop it because that's how it's going to grow. So let's just hit the close button and put it over here. And I don't think it's going to trigger the animation. Oh, it does. Okay. Um, uh, I think it's just for the sake of simplicity. We'll change this from animations to using animation frames again. I think there is a way if we just change that to 0. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So that's we'll just continue to use animation frames, and each 20 water droplets we're going to change the animation frame. So event sheet 1, water is greater than or equal to 15. So compare instance, um, pot plant, that's where we put it. Compare instance variable is greater or equal to 15. We're going to change the animation of that plant. That's right. Set animation to animation frame. Set animation frame. So let's see what happens here. How cool is that? Is that will equal to 30? Change that again. Okay, isn't that awesome to do? So now we're going to continue making our animation here, or you can right click and duplicate. I'm just going to duplicate this now and kind of create like the leaves here. Kind of create the leaves. You'll be able to do a much better job than what I'm doing here. My drawings take. I do not have much skills. I did do an art class when I was in China, living in China. I wanted to learn how to do the proper Chinese painting. It's so beautiful. The water painting. I had a Chinese teacher who spoke no English, and I really started to understand how my students were experiencing this because I couldn't understand a word he was saying. You know, he was saying Hongsa, Hongsa. I think that's like yellow. Um, so like I knew the basic, very, very, very limited basics of of Chinese, and yes, I could not. It was not nearly as good of a lesson. I think he was a good teacher. I just could not understand what he was saying. Um, so yeah, that's my only. Um, I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to. No, I'm gonna make it sort of like a vine, sort of flower-ish thing. Duplicate, and then I don't know. Isn't this terrible? And then I'm going to change the color now to add a little red dot. That's going to be the flowering, I suppose. Add frame, duplicate, and we'll change this again. Make it just move a bit. Duplicate. this is pretty bad as a drawing. I'm sure some of you guys do a much better job than what I can. All right, so now we're going to use like a pink sort of color. I don't know. It looks like a bug now, doesn't it? And duplicate. Looks like a starfish. Looks like Patrick from SpongeBob. And there we go. Cool. So now, instead of saying set animation to frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can also program that. But I'm just going to show you what it looks like. 35, use 3, 60, use 4, 75, use 5, 90, use 6, and 105 is 7. Let's see what happens. So it's working. What does it finish? I think that's 7. Okay, we need a couple more events. I'm going to end this video now and we'll do one more final tutorial. Thanks, guys.